Hi everyone, my name is Angie Tawari. Welcome to day 4 of my 12 days of yoga challenge, and day 4 takes us to another philosophy class. So my philosophy classes are really all about trying to take that ancient wisdom out of the books and apply it into your modern everyday life. And today I'm going to be reading from this book, which is Raja Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. So we are going to be talking about the Gunas. Now, why this is interesting is because the 3 yoga asana practices within this 12-day challenge all focus on the 3 gunas. That's sattva, rajas, and tamas. And I explain a little bit about what each of them are in each of those videos, but I'm going to go through a bit more of a deeper explanation in this, which is going to better inform the asana practices that we do. We also touch upon Chitta and Vritti, and I'm going to explain what that all means, but it is a beautiful way of understanding our mind a little bit more. So before we get started with our little reading, I'm going to ask you to just come into a comfortable position and just close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. Take a moment to just be present in the space that you're in. Just watch where your head is at and how you're feeling right now. What happens when there's a little bit of stillness and silence? And setting an intention to be open-minded, to really listen in and learn and see if there's anything that you can take from this snippet of Vedic philosophy and really drive into your day-to-day life. Keeping the eyes closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a big breath out through the mouth. Let it all go. Any resistance, any reservations you might feel about this, any expectations that you might have, just let them all go. No expectations in the practice of yoga. Just an openness, a willingness to learn. And then slowly blink the eyes open and come back to the room. And we're ready to start the reading. So for those of you who have Raja Yoga, if you'd like to join in with me, I am on page 118. And we talk about Chitta and Vritti. So the Chitta is everything that's happening in our mind, the chatter, and Vritti are waves. So it's this idea of the waves of the chattery mind, all those busy thoughts that we have. And so it says, and this is a really beautiful way of how we can understand our mind more. The bottom of a lake we cannot see because its surface is covered with ripples. It is only possible for us to catch a glimpse of the bottom when the ripples have subsided and the water is calm. If the water is muddy or is agitated all the time, the bottom will not be seen. If it is clear and there are no waves, we shall see the bottom. And the bottom of our lake is our own true self. The lake is the chitta and the waves the vrittis. Again, the mind is in 3 states, and now we explore the gunas. One of which is darkness, called tamas, found in brutes and idiots. It only acts to injure. No other idea comes into that state of mind. Then there is the active state of mind, rajas, whose chief motives are power and enjoyment. I will be powerful and rule others. And then there is the state called sattva, serenity, calmness in which the waves cease and the water of the mind lake becomes clear. It is not inactive, but rather intensely active. It is the greatest manifestation of power to be calm. It is easy to be active. Let the reins go and the horses will run away with you. Anyone can do that. But the person who can stop the plunging horses is strong. which requires the greatest strength? Is it letting go or restraining? The calm person is not the person who is dull. You must not mistake sattva for dullness or laziness. The calm person is the one who has control over the mind waves. Activity is the manifestation of inferior strength and calmness of the superior. So I'm going to pause there. I will read a little bit more, but I'm going to pause there and just invite you to take a moment to soak all of that up, because it's a lot of information. And notice which state you find yourself in. Do you find yourself in the tamastic state, where you're kind of feeling more dull and lack of energy and no kind of innovation or creativity and that lethargy? Or do you feel more in that rajasic state, where you're really, really active, go, 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 you want to be doing, you've got that fire energy within you? Or are you in that sattvic state of allowing yourself to be still, be calm, be serene, and not think, oh, I'm so boring, which I think we do in modern day life. We think we need to be at all the social events and we need to be doing all the things in order to be seen in a particular way, be seen as productive, to be seen as successful. But actually it's this calmness, this serenity, this peace, this acknowledgement of where we're at, this acceptance of ourselves, that means we are in that sattvic state that is actually really powerful. We might think that rajasic state of being the ruler and being super powerful is the one, but actually it's the sattvic state. This is what Raja Yoga by Swami Vivekananda is telling us. So having a little think, what state do you find yourself in? It's going to shift throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the seasons. It is going to shift, but majority of the time, where do you find your mind is at? And just make a note of it, and don't worry about, telling yourself off and judging yourself. Just be aware. And I'll continue, a little bit left for me to read. The chitta, so that chatter, is always trying to get back to its natural pure state, but the organs draw it out. To restrain it, to check this outward tendency, and to start it on the return journey to the essence of intelligence is the first step in yoga, because only in this way can the chitta get into proper course. Although the chitta is in every animal, from the lowest to the highest, it is only in the human form that we find it as the intellect. Until the mind stuff can take the form of intellect, it is not possible for it to return through all these steps and liberate the soul. Immediate salvation is possible for the cow or the dog, although they have mind, because their chitta cannot as yet take that form which we call intellect. The chitta manifests itself in the following forms: scattering, darkening, gathering, one-pointed, and concentrated. And then we go into all the different forms. The scattering is activity. Its tendency is to manifest the form of either pleasure or of pain. The darkening is that dullness which tends to injury. The commentator says the third form is natural to the devas, the angels, and the first and the second to the demons. The gathering form is when it struggles to center itself. The one-pointed form is when it tries to concentrate. So you're thinking about your mind here. And the concentrated form, when you're fully aware, you're fully in focus, that is what brings us to samadhi. Samadhi, self-realization, understanding, fully connected with the divine within you and with the consciousness. And it goes on. There's loads more. I'm not going to read any more, because I think it's important with these books, with any form of Vedic philosophy, that we take time to digest, we take time to think, we take time to write notes. So please do make whatever notes you'd like to. If you've got a notepad or a pen by you, if you prefer to visualize and think about it in your head, close your eyes. And we're going to all close our eyes now, get back into that comfortable position, sitting up tall, lengthening through the back of the spine, and just notice. So much information, pretty deep, very philosophical. But this is the yoga we don't often see. So it's important that we explore this element of yoga as well as all the other elements. That we do the hard work mentally to allow us to think a little bit deeper about the way that we are. Maybe thinking about our energy levels, what states of mind we find ourselves in. Not necessarily trying to change anything, but just being aware, accepting. And thinking about how the state of your chitta is. So where is your chattery mind? Is it in a point of samadhi? Is it totally focused and concentrated? Is it in a point of darkening? Is it scattered and all over the place and you've got really, really busy thoughts and you're not sure where to go and you feel a little bit lost? So where is your chitta? What state? And what state are you in from the perspective of the gunas? Sattvic, rajasic, tamastic. Tamastic is that lazy, dull energy. Rajasic is that active, go, go, go energy. And the sattvic state is that calmness, serenity, peace. Where are you at? No right or wrong answer here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. And slowly blink the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me in day 4, our philosophy class, exploring the gunas, and we're exploring Chitta and Vritti and how we can apply this into our everyday life. Making some notes after this session as to how you feel, to see if this has shifted anything within you or brought anything up. And maybe making some notes as to how you can incorporate it, not just today, but also into the rest of your week. So I really hope you enjoyed this session. Make sure that you hit subscribe so you can see when day 5 comes out, which will be tomorrow. And you can also see all of the other classes as soon as they come up. If you liked this video, please do give it a like button and make sure that you comment your feedback. It's really important that we share our experiences if we feel comfortable to, that we are aware of our experience after every element of yoga that we explore. So thank you so much for joining again, and I'll see you for day 5 of my 12 days of yoga challenge.